All right, guys. So here I am, walking through Lowe's.
Waddling through
No,
Lowe's.
Yes, waddling through Lowe's because they were playing background music in the background. So I couldn't use what I was actually saying. So let's see here. We are just there to pretty much price check things. So the insulation that I'm talking about right now, that's the R13. It's the pink roll insulation
With the backing stuff.
Yeah. What do they call it? Faced or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay. So that stuff, we'd need approximately 20 rolls.
22 rolls.
Okay. So, but we had said 20 in the video, so that'd be about $420.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dollars. For that, and then you'd have to add tax into that as well. But the reason I'm thinking about going with that instead of like the foam board insulation stuff is because of the R rating. The R rating on this pink stuff is a lot better than the foam board stuff.
Yeah, so I really don't like messing with the fiberglass stuff because it does make you itchy, but hey, if it's going to keep you warm, then it's going to be worth it.
Right?
And it's really not all that expensive. So
yeah, so we can. So I'm really thinking that the R rating would, since it's just a better R rating, would be way better than the other options that we found.
Here we're talking about the bubble wrap stuff that's silver. That's just pretty good. I think here in a second I zoom in on the R rating to show you what it is.
Yeah, and it really depends on like what you're using it for. Like the interior wall, I'm pretty sure was higher than like say if you're using it on a garage door.
Oh, right. And also, I think that would be something that'd be really good to wrap the outside before we put siding on the outside of the camper.
Right.
But it's not something that we need right now.
Right. But yeah, we estimated that would be about, I don't know, $400, but we didn't say how many rolls that we'd need. So,
do we have, what's the price on that stuff?
We didn't
50 some odd bucks a roll, I think.
Yeah, I was like, we didn't show, I don't think that we show the actual price in here. And we didn't like say, all that I heard us say was how much it was going to cost.
Yeah. Well, again, we had to remove the audio because there was music playing at Lowe's, so we didn't want to get any copyright strikes.
Right.
But that would be an expensive option to do that rolled stuff, but it would be a good idea to do it on the outside if we ever get the opportunity to do that.
Right. It would be really nice for, keeping the heat in and also keeping it out during the summer.
Right.
But then we're also going to need this spray foam stuff to do like any of the tight cracks or crevices that we can't get to with the, that we can't really get insulation too easily down into.
There's some small spaces. Being aluminum frame, there's some small square spaces that would just be easier to fill with spray foam than try to cut a little tiny piece of that pink stuff. So yeah, the spray foam in a can would be awesome.
Yeah. And at Lowe's, the great stuff is the cheaper stuff. I want to say it's just about $4 a can.
The stuff down here in the red and yellow can.
And that was the bulk price is if you buy 16
now. Oh yeah.
Then it's $65 for 16. Yeah. For the bulk price.
And now we're talking about the spray foam insulation kits. Those are almost $400 now. And I think they only do 100 or 200 square feet.
Yeah, I know it wasn't very much.
That is craziness. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So we definitely won't be going with full spray foam.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because we would need...
You can tell by the look on my face.
Yeah, exactly. If they do 200 square feet, we'd still need 4 of them.
Yeah.
Because we need about, we asked Wiley what he thought, and he said we would probably need about 700 square feet of insulation. Yeah. And
that is just way out of the price range.
Right.
Definitely not going to spend that much.
Oh, here's styrofoam.
Right.
All right. So
here's the foam boards.
On here, they tell you what they are. This Poly Pro over here, I believe that only has an R value of 3.
Yeah. No, actually, I want to say
Oh,
the
that one was
Polypro,
thick.
yeah, it was like 6.5, but that was like 2 inches
Yeah,
thick.
that was the 2-inch one. That's too thick to use in your walls, right? Okay, that
Yeah.
is like 6.5 inches thick, or 6.5 R rating. Sorry.
Yeah, but and that would cost about $750. That's not even with tax.
That's way more than we want to spend on it.
They cover 32 square feet per board, so we'd need a whole bunch of them, and that's just way too much money.
And so that would only be half the R rating of the pink stuff, and it would cost twice as much.
Yeah.
And then these over here have, an R rating of,
I think it was 3.
A much lower R rating. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that the R rating was 3, and the 1/2-inch one right there, that would cost us about just over $500. Again, no tax included on that. And then the 1-inch is about $600.
Yeah.
So still, we're looking at $100 to $200 more at the very least
for way less R rating.
So I think that, I think the roll insulation would definitely be our best bet.
Because these boards only cover, like she said, 32 square feet, but the rolls cover up to 40 square feet.
Yeah.
So you get more square footage covered per roll than you do per sheet. And the R rating's way better. So if we had to double the amount of insulation that we use, like if we had to buy the 1-inch or 2 1/2-inch sheets and put them together, that would double the amount of sheets that we had to buy.
Yeah.
And so, instead of needing 22 sheets or whatever, we're going to need 44 sheets.
Yeah.
And that's way, way out of our price range.
Yeah, that's just not anything that I could see myself spending that much money on.
They're awesome, but after looking into the R value of it, we just don't think that that's the best way to go.
Yeah, much rather go with, the roll insulation. I know that, it's harder to deal with, to put it in there, but I think it would be well worth it.
Right. So. And, the foam board isn't bad if you're covering a large area, but
we'd have to do a lot of cuts.
Yeah.
And now here's the plywood. I want to use this really thin, they call it utility panel. Like if we were to go with any kind of pre-milled anything, I'd like to use this stuff because it would just be easy. I could paint it if I wanted to.
There'd be fewer seams than using it to seal as opposed to milled lumber.
And here's I think it was the 2x1. No, what were those? Were they 2x1s?
They were like 1 by 3.5 or something like that.
Okay, and so the price on those were like $268 or $298 a piece. But we could mill up wood like that. Right. That's what we could mill up.
But as we were at Lowe's, we just decided we'd price check things. So.
Yeah, because why not?
Right.
Get to compare.
Yeah, and then I talked her into looking at paint. I had to make her come back in the store.
Right, so this way...
She had gone outside to go to the car, and I said, no, we're not done yet. We got to go look at paint.
Right.
So,
well, I had to go to the bathroom, and then I couldn't find them in the store. So I just went outside to the car because it was easier than walking around to find them.
I had her phone because I was the one recording, obviously.
But, decided to look at some paint because if I do end up going with, like, that plyboard or anything, or even if the milled wood I want to paint, I, decided why not? Since we're there, might as well look at it. Found some really pretty colors.
Haven't decided on which one she's going to go with yet, though.
No.
$25? Oh, yeah,
that's for the paint.
That's, they make better paint, they make cheaper paint, but in my experience doing house remodels and stuff, we've always gone with something in the middle, and that's what this Valspar is at $25 a can, $25 a gallon, just depending on whether she wants satin or matte or semi-gloss or...
Right, and we were thinking that we don't need 5 gallons of just one color because we'd have way too much left over.
If we did it all with one color... So I think that if we used one color to paint the whole trailer, we could probably do it with a 5-gallon bucket. But we decided to look at the 1-gallon buckets because if we do different colors, then we don't want to buy 5 gallons of each. So
yeah,
1 gallon. We just, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Satin, eggshell, semi-gloss. I know semi-gloss is good for little fingers and cleaning up stuff, but it also shows
a lot
things.
more.
Like, I think that the matte or the eggshell hides a lot more imperfections and stuff. So ideally, Wiley could mill wood for the inside of the camper, but we are gonna have to mill the wood and wait for it to dry out.
Yeah, so that would definitely put this project way after the baby is here.
Right, a long time after. And we're trying to decide if it's better to postpone it that long or if it's just better to buy the plywood. How much did you say that utility board was going to be?
It's $26.68 each, and they're 4x8, so that means what, 32 square feet, because that's what the...
Hang on.
All right.
Dang. So if roughly $27, and we would need probably a minimum of 22 sheets, but if you've ever done any work with wood or stuff like that, you know that you have to account for like cuts and stuff, and so waste. And we don't want to do spots on the walls where we have like all these little pieces that we've, you know, put together that don't fit. But that would be quite a big expense. That's going to be probably close to $800. I mean, over $750, and then plus tax on top of that. So that would be quite a big expense. For $800, we might have to mill your wood.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, is that all these prices, you know, they add up. I mean,
really fast.
Really fast.
Really fast. So you're talking $800 for wood for the inside, and then also
another like $420 plus tax. So you know,
another $500.
Yeah.
For insulation. I mean, that's $1,200, $1,300 just for that.
For wood and insulation.
That, you know, some of that might also cover, like, we'd need a box of mud to fill cracks and stuff like that, because it'd be nice to have pretty walls.
It would be really nice.
The one thing about having the wood slats, unless they are like shiplapped, the problem I see with that is, you know, she's got little kids. Kids leave crumbs in places, and she's got an issue with those ladybugs already. And every crack is a place for insects to hide. And so we don't have bugs, but you know, if we were ever to bring home cockroaches or bed bugs from somewhere, every single one of those cracks would be a breeding ground. And so it would be a lot better if we just covered the inside with the wood. Actually, if we're going to set it up and it's never going to move, what about doing sheetrock instead? Sheetrock's so much cheaper.
Right, we could do sheetrock. I didn't even think about that.
We didn't even think of doing sheetrock.
No,
why does it have to be wood? It could be sheetrock.
It could be.
There's an idea, yeah.
Right.
All right, well, we'll have to explore those costs later.
Yes, we will.
Actually, pause it really quick and I'll look it up. So, holy crap. We paused the camera to look at the price of sheetrock, and sheetrock's like over $20. Like,
yeah, I thought it was going to be cheaper.
$21 a sheet. So I don't think we're going to save much there. I added it up, and it would be $588 plus tax for sheetrock.
Yeah.
So that's really not that much cheaper than, and that's just 1/4 inch.
Right, yeah. And sheetrock's easier to damage than the wood, so.
Yeah, right. So if we were going to do that, we'd go with the wood. Because, you know, when little boys ram their trucks into the wall, you don't want holes.
Yeah, and especially with it only being like 1/4 inch, you know, I mean.
That wouldn't be hard at all for them to...
Yeah, they'd be able to put holes in that wall all day long, and
they'd
you know,
throw their Hot Wheels and it'd go through the wall.
Right? I'd have cars sticking out of my walls.
Yeah, right. It looked like that place in New Mexico or whatever with all the cars that are sticking out of the ground.
Right. Right. That's funny.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. So these are just ideas, y'all. What do y'all think? She
Right.
did start a Lowe's wish list, but the issue that we found with it, and correct us if we just don't know, because we'd never even heard of a Lowe's wish list before. But you can only add one item.
Yeah, you can't say how many you need.
Yeah, you can't add the quantity of what you need.
No.
So, and you can't add it more than once.
Yeah. So, I need more than just one sheet of plywood or one can
Roll
of spray foam.
Or one roll of insulation.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let us drop your thoughts in the comment section, you guys. Let us
Right.
know what you think. We are always out to save money, but we're also out to do things efficiently. So
Right.
we'll see.
And I would like to get this job done sooner rather than later, considering
Right.
I've got lots of kids that'll be here this summer, and
Mhm.
I'd like to have a bigger place for them at some point. So
Yeah, right. And we don't have a lot of trees that are down already and dry and seasoned. So we would have to wait a few months for.
All right, my phone I think just ran out of space, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
But let us know what y'all think, and we'll see you next time.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.